Grace and peace, y'all. Listen, many of us got this world categorized completely backwards and think that we know exactly what's going on, but nah, we don't. I know many souls who are walking around here snubbing homeless people as if they are worthless because they failed at life, because they seem to have nothing. But little do you know, these people are probably the most spiritually abundant, and you have no idea. If you sat with a homeless person and actually had them tell you their story, most of their stories will be the same. They usually started with their hardships as childhood, and it just continued to follow them all the way through, which led to them being down and out. Trust me, I know, I've asked several. Your next question is probably, how would that make them spiritually abundant? God uses resilience to build you internally. This is how he builds your character. So honestly, if you ain't been through nothing, you had a cake life, you most likely don't have enough God in your life. Next, you gotta understand, the enemy is attacking most of these people from when they're children. I'm talking being neglected, abandoned, all types of titles and things that are just happening to them. Why would that be if they didn't have anything? I'll tell you why. Because the enemy does not rob an empty house. If the enemy is attacking somebody, it's because he knows that there's a purpose, there's a light, there's something in that person that God is about to have his hand all over. If that person is allowed to succeed, it'll be the end of him. Now, in the process of them battling to stay afloat against an enemy that they can't see and most likely were not taught about, they lost themselves. And it was easy for them to fall into a spiral and go downward. Now, that is not something that you can frown upon in a person. Because, again, when you got weight coming at you from all sides and you don't even know how to defend yourself, that's not a fight. You in a battle. And you in a battle with no weapons. Now, as for those who seem physically abundant, the ones who have everything and they think that that makes them better than most, I'm going to tell you straight like this. If your life was nice and easy, your money was handed to you, you get to do whatever you want to do, you got to question why the enemy is not attacking you. And I'm going to give you the reason why. He doesn't need to. He already has his hand over your life, whether it was by implanting generational curses that have corrupted your mindset so that you think in a way that is going to keep you down or low vibrational, or simply because you love your money, you love your things, so you are naturally worshiping an idol. That already is pulling you away from God. He don't got no work to do with you, especially if you're making what he do look easy. Many of us are out here thinking that because we have more, that means we're worth more, and actually, it's the opposite. Sometimes it's the ones who have less that are worth so much more. Remember, when Jesus came, he was here hanging out with the down and out. He was with the poor. He was with the people who had leprosy, the people who needed to be cured from a lot of things that was going on and didn't have the means. There's a reason for that. Because being humble, having virtues, understanding who you are as a person, and sticking to that matters way more to God than anything else. That soul is indeed priceless. And with that being said, you need to ask, what is your price tag? If there are things in your life that you wouldn't give up in order to follow Christ, guess what? You worship idols. And that right there is a huge no. When it comes to the homeless people, the people who have absolutely nothing, guess what? They're already at rock bottom. So all they got to do is accept Christ. Their steps towards salvation are minimal. The only help that they really do need is to defeat their own mindset and everything that the world decided they were going to implant in them to think about themselves. Once that's gone, you got another soldier for God. So, what team you playing for? And again, what's your price tag? I'm going to leave this here. It's a bit of perspective for you guys. Love and light and peace.